5 real reasons why your husband needs his alone time. Hi, friends. Welcome to Marriage Realities, a comprehensive relationship channel. Today's video is all about why your husband demands his alone time. Most of you feel unloved when your husband wants a space, the all alone sort of a space. You're baffled about how your husband could be so unloving that he wants to spend his time away from you and your children. You're wrong in feeling so. Your husband is not being unloving and uncaring when he wants his personal space to do things he likes. Your husband is just being a man, that is all. To understand your husband, you must think from his male angle about the reasons why he wants his personal space. This video will be showcasing the real reasons why your husband wants his alone time. The number one reason why your husband wants his alone time is because his family is not his entire life. As a woman, your family is your whole world. You never tire of spending your time with your children. You also adore it when you spend time with your husband. You want more time with your family than alone time. But your husband is not made like you. To your husband, his family is just part of his life and not the entirety of his life. Unlike you, your husband does not have the inclination to spend all his free time with you. Though your husband adores his family, he will never let go his freedom of being able to enjoy doing things he likes. Your husband is passionate about movies, sports and hobbies, and he wants his alone time to be able to do things he's passionate about. Your husband will while away his time watching movies or sports rather than spend his time with you. Yes, spending all his free time with his family is not his whole agenda. You can spend hours with your children without getting bored with them. But your husband is just not built for it. He will play with his children only as long as his mood allows him to do it. After spending his time with you, he's all set for his space, his alone time. The number two reason why your husband needs his alone time is because he's basically a loner. As a woman, you're a social animal. You like to mingle with your relatives and friends. You like interacting with them. You like gossiping with them. But your husband is made different. Your husband likes to be only with his own circle of friends. He feels very uncomfortable when he's with people he is not familiar with. When you force your husband to visit people he does not know, he sulks and refuses to accompany you. You feel that your husband is behaving unreasonably selfish, but to him, you're forcing him to do things he does not like doing. The number three reason why your husband wants his alone time is because of his inability to handle family issues. Your husband might seem all aggressive outside, but your husband is all sensitive and emotionally weak within himself. Your husband never lets down his guard with you as he does not want you to think that he is a weak and a meek person. Your husband wants you to see him as a very courageous person, which in actual fact he is not. Your husband does not have the willpower to withstand the nerve-wracking family issues that constantly crop up. You have the uncanny knack of handling family issues. But unlike you, your husband easily buckles under family pressures. When continuous family issues crop up, your husband gets all knotted up, not knowing how to handle it. So, your husband distances himself from handling family issues as he knows that you will deal with it more efficiently. Though this attitude is very selfish of your husband, it is a self-defense mechanism to avoid being entangled in a situation he will not be able to handle. Naturally, you're angered when your husband withdraws away from dealing with family issues. And in your anger, you invariably nag your husband about his inability. Your accusing words attack the self-esteem of your husband. Your husband shrinks within himself in helpless frustration against his incapacity to handle family issues. He is ashamed that you think of him as an inefficient person. Your husband is unable to withstand the volume of tension your arguments create in him. So, your husband shuts himself in his own world to recuperate from his hurt. Number 4 reason why your husband wants his alone time is because he does not want to hurt you. Do you know many a time your husband wants his alone time because he does not want to hurt you? Are you taken aback by the statement? Do not be. As a man, it is the male nature of your husband to lash out at you when he is angry with you. So, when your husband realizes his temper rising, he wants an out. He knows he will hurt you with wounding words if he is with you. So he steps away from home to spend his time alone. The alone time of your husband is his thinking time. Your husband feels his temper cooling down only when he spends his time away from you. The number 5 reason why your husband wants his alone time is because what you are interested in does not interest him. Your husband feels overwhelmed with boredom when there is too much togetherness between you. Talking about the same things does not excite your husband. Your husband feels suffocated when he has to play the role of a husband or father without any time for his passion. Playing the only role of being a family man makes your husband feel jailed. Your interest does not interest your husband. Your womanly interaction has nothing exciting in it for him. And when you demand all the free time of your husband, he feels that you're restricting him from doing things he likes. It is natural that you think that he has the responsibility to be with you, to look after the family and children. When you keep on advising your husband about his responsibilities, it makes him feel tense as he feels you deliberately set out to depict him as an irresponsible family man. Your husband hates it when you advise him about his duties. And your husband feels uncomfortable when you keep on complaining about family issues. Your husband feels that you're targeting him as the reason behind it. You like discussing family issues. Your husband does not want to get himself entangled in it as he does not have the capacity to deal with it. You're constantly emotional regarding your family issues, but your husband hates dealing with emotions. When you cry, he feels that you feel that he is not a loving husband to you. You like talking while your husband wants silence. You like interacting with your husband about anything under the sky. But your husband likes talking only about things that interest him. Unlike you, family is not the entire life of your husband. It is just an important part of his life. Though he is dependent on you for his emotional security, he will never forgo his freedom to do things he likes. This is the reason your husband wants a space. Does it mean your husband has stopped loving you just because he wants his alone time? No. Your husband indeed loves you, but he also wants his alone time. What should you do when your husband needs his space? Give your husband the space he wants. Allow him to watch his favorite shows without clinging to him. Give him the liberty to go out with his friends. Give your husband that much of time to do his own thing. But you should never let your husband dodge his family duties. While making your husband understand that he has his duties towards his family, do not deny him the space due to him. Did this video make you understand why your husband needs his alone time? Marriage Realities will have many such relationship eye-openers. Subscribe to my channel to understand your marriage in a new light. Press the bell icon for updates about my latest relationship videos.